Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello everyone, I'm
Useful Engine 11.
and today I'm going to be telling you what I have learned in my American history class. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Alright, that's better. Now, let's begin. One of the things that I really enjoyed learning about in American history is on the Transcontinental Railroad. Obvious, the most interesting thing about this topic is, how was the railway built? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you all today. So, like I just said, let's get started. The Transcontinental Railroad was built in 6 years, almost entirely by hand. Workers dove spikes into the mountains and filled the holes with black powder and blasted through the rock inch by inch. Chinese laborers first went to work for the Central Pacific as it began crossing California and Nevada mountains in 1865. Black powder? Why not just use dynamite instead? Ah! Yeah! Pretty cool, am I right? But seriously though, once you lit that fuse, it was a life or death situation. You had to get out of there now, or... Leland Stanford was one of the first guys who built/founded the railroad in the first place. 156 years ago, on May 10th, 1869, Leland Stanford drove the last spike that marked the completion of the first Transcontinental Railroad. Now, this is all truly interesting, but here are some facts about the railroad that I probably find most interesting. Fact 1. The Transcontinental Railroad was also called the Pacific Railroad and the Overland Route. Fact 2. The first total length of the first Transcontinental Railroad was 1,776 miles. Fact 3. The Central Pacific Railroad was controlled by 4 men called the Big Four. If I post this to my YouTube channel, that's probably something that my viewers will understand, at least reference-wise. But anyways, Fact 4. The chosen Transcontinental Railroad route required workers to dig 19 tunnels. And Fact 5, the Transcontinental Railroad was transporting $50 million worth of freight each year, in addition to the transporting of the western food crops and raw materials to the eastern coast markets, and manufactured goods from the east coast cities to the west coast. The railroad was also financed internal trade. Wow, that was a mouthful, but it's true. In conclusion, I find the stuff on the Transcontinental Railroad pretty interesting because, well, obviously, I'm a railroad enthusiast, and it's really interesting to see the railway built from the ground up. Yeah, I mean, it will take a long time, but the end result is worth it. And with that, I say this wrapped up pretty nicely, and that's what I enjoyed learning about in my American history class. Thank you all for watching. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go.